The crystalline spires of the Galactic Council chambers hummed with tension, as Ambassador Elena Vasquez stood alone before the assembled representatives of 43 species. The air itself seemed to vibrate with hostility, each alien delegate radiating disapproval through their respective biosignatures. High Counselor Zethkar, his 6 eyes gleaming like obsidian stones, raised his ceremonial staff. The Velthari's voice echoed through universal translators with the weight of millennia of authority. "Human," he began, the word dripping with disdain. "Your species has violated the sacred decree of galactic harmony for the last time. Your vessels breach quarantine zones. Your explorers ignore established territorial boundaries. Your traders flood markets with unsanctioned technologies." Elena stood motionless, her diplomatic training keeping her expression neutral despite the thundering of her heart. Around the amphitheater, delegates from the aquatic Mirthal bubbled agreement from their water-filled viewing pods, while the insectoid Kriktar clicked their mandibles in unison. "The Council has reached unanimous decision," Zethkar continued. "Humanity will retreat to your home system immediately. Earth's borders will be sealed. No human vessel will venture beyond the Sol system's edge. Your species will observe complete galactic silence until you prove capable of civilized behavior." The chamber erupted in approving chittering, harmonized tones and various alien expressions of satisfaction. They expected humanity to bow, to accept this exile with the same resigned compliance that had characterized every other, lesser species when faced with council judgment. Elena took a single step forward. "May I respond?" she asked, her voice carrying clearly through the vast chamber. Zethkar's eyes narrowed. Protocol demanded he allow a response, though clearly he expected a plea for mercy or at least a promise of compliance. "Speak quickly, human. The Council's patience has limits." Elena smiled then, not the diplomatic smile she had worn for years of negotiations, but something genuine and unsettling. She reached into her jacket and withdrew a small device that immediately caused several security systems to activate. Energy barriers shimmered to life around the human delegation area. "This is a quantum communicator," Elena said, holding up the innocuous-looking device. "Real-time communication across any distance. Every human colony, every exploration vessel, every research station is connected to this network." She activated it. "Elena Vasquez to all human vessels and colonies. Authorization Omega-7. Execute protocol revelation." The chamber fell silent except for the nervous bubbling of the Mirthal. "You see," Elena continued, her voice now carrying a different quality. No longer the careful tones of diplomacy, but something sharper. "You've made several critical errors in your assessment of humanity." The first error became apparent as every screen in the council chambers flickered to life. Star charts appeared. Not the carefully sanitized ones humanity had previously shared, but complete detailed maps, showing the true extent of human expansion. Gasps and various alien expressions of shock rippled through the assembly. The maps revealed human settlements in over 200 systems, many of them deep in territories the Council believed they controlled absolutely. "Error 1, Elena said calmly. "You assumed our exploration was random, chaotic. It wasn't. Every violation you cited was carefully planned reconnaissance. We've been mapping your supply lines, your military installations, your resource extraction operations for 50 years. The second revelation hit as defense systems throughout Council space began reporting unusual energy signatures. Ships were decloaking, not just a few, but thousands. Sleek human vessels had been hiding in plain sight, disguised as asteroids, abandoned hulks, or simply rendered invisible by technology the Council had never imagined possible. "Error 2, Elena continued as panic began to spread through the chamber. "You believed your technology was superior. You've never seen what humans can accomplish when we're not pretending to be primitive." Counselor Vexara of the militant Thane Dominion rose from her seat, her scaled hide flushing the deep red of aggression. "This is an act of war." Elena shook her head. "No, Counselor. This is an act of revelation. For decades you've governed the galaxy through fear and intimidation. You've crushed species that didn't conform, enslaved those that couldn't resist, and eliminated those who dared to question your authority." She gestured to the screens, which now displayed detailed records, communications, supply manifests, execution orders. 50 years of careful intelligence gathering had documented every atrocity, every abuse of power, every species driven to extinction or servitude. We know about the Kelnari genocide. We know about the Zordan forced labor camps. We know about the natural disasters that eliminated 3 species, who developed faster than light communication before you deemed them ready. The chamber was in chaos now. Some delegates were frantically trying to activate emergency protocols. Others were demanding immediate military response. But Elena's voice cut through it all. Error 3 was the greatest, she said. You assumed that because we seemed primitive when we first reached the stars, we would remain so. You thought humanity was just another species to be contained and controlled. The screens shifted again, showing something that made even the most militant delegates fall silent. Earth's solar system, but not the Earth they remembered. Massive orbital installations surrounded the planet. The moon had been converted into a fortress. Artificial satellites the size of continents hung in space, bristling with technology that registered as impossible on every scanner. This is humanity's true face, Elena said. While we played your game of galactic politics, while we pretended to be struggling newcomers, we were building, learning, preparing. She looked directly at Zethkar, whose 6 eyes were now wide with something approaching fear. You ordered humanity's silence, she said. But silence was never what you were going to get. Because there's something you never understood about humans, something no species in this galaxy has ever understood. Elena's smile returned, predatory now. We don't just resist extinction. We don't just survive, we evolve. And when we evolve, we remember who tried to stop us. The quantum communicator in her hand chimed softly. Around the galaxy, human ships were moving into position around every council world, every military installation, every seat of power. The age of the Galactic Council is over, Elena announced. The age of humanity has begun. You sought our silence, but what you'll receive is our judgment. She turned to leave, then paused. You have 24 standard hours to begin dismantling your military forces and releasing all enslaved species. After that, we'll dismantle them for you. As Elena walked toward the exit, the chamber erupted in chaos behind her, but she didn't look back. Humanity had been silent long enough. The stars themselves would bear witness to what came next.